The more we learn about the Angie Stone case, the more it seems like there's a major cover-up happening. A lot of details just don't make sense. At first, we were told that Angie died when the van she was in flipped over. But now, eyewitnesses are coming forward with a different story. They claim Angie actually survived the crash, only to be hit by another vehicle afterward. And that's not even the most suspicious part. Reports say Angie was trying to get out of the van before it crashed. Was she aware that something was wrong? And what about the driver of the truck that hit her? Where is he? There are so many unanswered questions, and the entire situation is starting to feel more and more suspicious. On March 1st, 2025, Angie and her team were heading back from a Mardi Gras concert in Alabama. They were traveling in a Sprinter van, taking a short break from filming a new project. It was supposed to be a fun night before getting back to work. Everything seemed normal until it wasn't. Out of nowhere, the van lost control and flipped over. There were 9 people inside. They were terrified, but miraculously, no one was critically injured, at least not at that moment. As they were trying to make sense of what had just happened and call for help, things took a turn for the worse. A semi-truck, speeding down the highway, suddenly crashed into the wrecked van with full force. The impact was devastating. Angie didn't make it. She was the only one who lost her life that night. At first, it seemed like a tragic accident. Wrong place, wrong time. But as time passed, people started questioning the details. How did the truck driver not see the wreckage? Why was he driving so fast when there was clearly an accident? And why was Angie the only victim? The more people thought about it, the more things didn't add up. Then, one of the survivors, a woman named Sharita Murphy, spoke out. She claimed the van driver had been speeding that night. Angie had actually told him to slow down, but instead of listening, he sped up. Moments later, the van lost control and crashed. According to Sharita, that crash set off a series of events that led to Angie's death. Sharita posted on Facebook saying, "We are blessed to be alive." She thanked Angie for staying calm during the chaos, but she also revealed something shocking. The van flipped 3 times before being hit by an 18-wheeler. That's what took Angie's life. Now, with this new information, people started questioning whether this was truly just an accident or if there was more to the story. Was it just reckless driving, or was something more sinister going on? Then, another bombshell dropped. A video surfaced online that completely changed the way people saw the case. A woman came forward claiming she was there that night. According to her, she and her daughter were driving down the highway when they spotted the overturned van. Something didn't feel right, so she decided to stop and check on the passengers. As she got closer, she could hear screaming. People were trapped and panicked but alive, and among them was Angie, injured but still breathing. The woman described how she rushed over and helped pull Angie out of the wreck. She was dazed and unsteady on her feet, but she was alive. "I asked if they had called the cops," the woman recalled. "They said they were just trying to get out. They were helping this woman off the side of the van. I grabbed her hand and helped her down. She seemed out of it and was wobbling around. For a moment, it seemed like things might be okay. Angie was hurt, but she was alive. They were trying to figure out what to do next, how to get help, how to keep everyone safe. But before they could make a plan, everything changed in an instant. The woman said she felt something rush past her. Out of nowhere, a massive semi-truck came speeding toward them. It was almost as if it had appeared out of thin air. Before she could react, the truck slammed into Angie. Just like that, she was gone. This new eyewitness account raises even more questions. If Angie survived the initial crash, why wasn't she taken to safety? Why was she still near the wreck when the truck came speeding through? And what about the truck driver? Was it really just an accident, or was something else happening behind the scenes? People are now starting to wonder if there's a deeper story here, something that hasn't been revealed yet. The official explanation doesn't seem to add up, and the more we learn, the more suspicious this case becomes. Was Angie's death just a tragic accident, or is there more to the story than we're being told? One thing is certain, this case is far from over. As I hit the ground, I felt something sweep over me, not quite running me over, but brushing past. I got up and heard screaming, and the only thing I could focus on was my daughter's voice. I ran across the highway, yelling for her to get back. This whole situation is beyond strange. Think about it. Angie survived the first crash, was pulled to safety, and then, just moments later, got hit again. That doesn't seem like a random accident. The more details emerge, the less sense it all makes. Something about this isn't adding up, but that's not even the most shocking part. The truck driver who hit Angie has now disappeared. A source revealed, "I used to work at the same trucking company as the guy who ran into the van that hit Miss Stone while she was being helped on the side of the road. She was thrown several yards from the impact. I don't think he's coming back to work." This has been haunting him, and he's not responding to the company's calls or texts. My wife even reached out to his wife, but we found out he turned in his truck and left. My former boss said his explanation was that he came upon the wreck too fast and couldn't avoid it. Honestly, I'm surprised he wasn't drinking because he has a history of that. I'm not saying I can solve this case, but something about it doesn't sit right. Another odd detail, records show that the truck driver's usual route from Mobile to Birmingham didn't require a stop near mile marker 162 unless he was detoured or directed there. According to FMCSA data, no mechanical issues were reported on the truck before March 1st. So why was he there in the first place? And more importantly, why has he vanished? No one knows where he is, and that alone is raising suspicions. If this was just a tragic accident, why would he suddenly go into hiding? At this point, it's feeling less like bad luck and more like a cover-up. Too many things don't make sense, and there are way more questions than answers. Fans are demanding the truth, but all they're getting is silence. Was Angie's death truly just an accident, or is there something bigger and darker going on? And the real question is, will we ever find out the truth? Or is this one of those mysteries that will never be solved? Fans have been sharing their thoughts, with one commenting, "R.I.P. Angie Stone. This is such a suspicious death. It hurts to know she survived the first crash. It wasn't even a crash, the van just flipped over, and she was being helped out, only for a semi-truck to come out of nowhere and hit her." Another person added, "No one finds Angie Stone's death suspicious? I wonder how much they paid the truck driver who plowed into her." Others have pointed out that Angie had been speaking out against injustices in the music industry. One fan wrote, "What makes this even more heartbreaking is that Angie was exposing things happening behind the scenes in the music world. And by heartbreaking, I mean highly suspicious. There are too many red flags. The speeding van, the driver ignoring Angie when she told him to slow down, the fact that she survived the first crash only to be hit moments later, and now a missing truck driver. It's all starting to look really shady. But what do you think? Was Angie deliberately targeted, or are people just trying to connect dots that don't exist? Was this a tragic accident, or is there something much deeper going on? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to check out the next video.